Here is the concealed entrance to her inner kingdom. Follow your instincts, and good luck. Each door was identical, and Rubicon decided to open the one nearest him. Gradually, he turned the brass handle and peered into a small room occupied by one woman, looking gaunt and spinning thread. The knight quickly realized that this was a corrupt hallucination of Lucia, trying to entice him into the room. He slammed the door to. Queen Fetish was not another sundry monster, for she delved into the enemy's mind, dealing blows at their emotions. Rubicon had to succumb to the potency of his foe's sorcery, which enabled her to invoke intangible incarnations. Piled high with writhing bodies, trapped within a tall ring of fire. These wretches were trying not to be squashed alive. They bit, they clawed, they beat themselves down. It was the chimney to hell. Their screams were unbearable, as was the nauseating stench of defecation and sweat. Distressed, Rubicon went to shut the door, but a hand curled round the frame and grabbed hold of his leg. After a heave, the door shut, the hand snapped and turned into black ash. He ran to the couch, wanting to vomit. Her vile power was growing as his was diminishing. He clenched his fists and then saw that another slithery hand was edging towards him. From underneath the fourth door, he saw a light, and darting the hand's clutches, he audaciously opened it. These These revolting and rapacious monsters were half bird, half woman. Rubicon heard what sounded like some dancers warming up. How wrong he was. For then entered this infernal scarlet spider, whose strength doubled after consuming human flesh. He was an undisputed legend in his own lifetime. Rubicon's agitation grew on seeing this loathsome arachnid, even if dressed in a dainty purple cape. The spider sat before his instrument and was joined by 4 more equally unnatural musicians. First to arrive, clutching the horn, was the green serpent, followed by 2 notoriously obese hares called Bramble and Tremble.